I'm going to start posting math reviews here on Class Tag just to give your students a way to practice some of the skills we've already done in class. Again, this is all review. As of now, I'm not going to start teaching anything new, but these are skills that I noticed we needed practice in the classroom. So for this week, we're going to be focusing on 3-digit addition and subtraction. Today, I'm going to primarily be focusing on addition. So just a reminder for students, I put in steps here. I'm going to solve the problem on my board just so we see each step happening. So please make sure you're following along with me. Alrighty. So personally, and the way we've seen it in class is I like to set up my problem. 143 plus 280 5. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. So I like to actually label where my ones, my tens, and my hundreds are. I'm going to try to make that a little darker for y'all. Just like we set it up in class. This way, when I have to regroup, I know exactly where I'm jumping to. Okay, so step 1 said I needed to start with the ones. 3 ones plus 5 ones is going to be 8 ones. I don't need to regroup because I didn't make a 10. I won't regroup anything until I have 10 of something. Alrighty, so moving into step 2. 4 tens plus 8 tens. Well, I know 4 plus 8 is going to equal 12. Now, I can't keep 12 there like I have it. I know that I need to move this group of tens over to the hundreds place because that's technically 10 tens. So now I have 4 tens plus 8 tens. It equaled 12 tens, but I left the 2 tens in the tens place and I moved my 100 to the top. And you'll even see in step 2, it says 12 tens equals 102 tens, which is what we have in our picture now. My last step says add the hundreds. So 100, 200, 300, 400. So I now know I have a solution of 428. Okay. On the next slide, we're going to practice a few together. I have number 1, 126 plus 171, and then number 2 is 415 plus 168. So I'm actually going to make my bubble just a little bit bigger. There we go, so we can see it. When I come to my whiteboard, here we go, that's a lot better. When I come to my whiteboard, I'm just going to clear off my spaces. I'm personally going to leave my ones, my tens, and my hundreds on the board. Again, I just like to know where my regrouping is happening, and I like to keep my place values nice and neat, so that way I don't add the wrong numbers together. Alrighty, number 1 is 126. Let's see. Just try a different marker for y'all. 126. I'm adding that to 171. So I'm going to follow my steps just like I did last time. I'm going to allow just a pause in here if you're following along with me for you to have a second to think about the solution as we're moving through. Step 1 was add my ones. 6 ones plus 1 1. I know that's going to be 7 ones. There we go. Alrighty. I don't have enough to regroup, so I know I'm not adding anything to my tens yet. 2 tens plus 7 tens. I can start at 7 and count 2. 8, 9. I know that's going to be 9 tens. Again, I don't have enough to regroup, So there's nothing I have to add to my hundreds. 100 plus 100 is 200. Is that what you got? Hopefully. 297 is my solution. Now let's try number 2. Gonna clear my board again. $415 plus 168. Now, hopefully, as you're looking at this, you notice right away 5 and 8 are going to be greater than 10. So I know that there's going to be regrouping happening. Don't go anywhere, whiteboard. I know that there's going to be regrouping happening from the ones into the tens place at the least. Alrighty, so if I want to get 8 and 5 ones, I can start at 8, count up 5. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Just as I suspected, I have a number that's greater than 10. That means I need to leave my ones right there, take my 10, and bring it up to the tens place. 110 plus 110 plus 6 tens, 1, 2. I know 2 plus 6 is going to be 8. I don't need to regroup at all because I just have 8 tens. I didn't make 10 tens here. 400s plus 100 is going to give me 500. I now know my solution is 583. Alrighty, are you ready for a little more challenge? Let's see how we would do this in a word problem format. Okay, so I'm just going to make myself smaller again. And you can follow along with me while I read. Students at Haley's school collected labels from cans. The third grade collected 278 labels, and the fourth grade collected 219 labels. How many labels did they collect in all? I notice that the question is asking me how many labels did they collect in all. If I'm trying to figure out what two groups have all together, that means I'm combining those numbers or I'm adding. So I'm going to get my board ready. And I'm going to go back to the problem to figure out what I need to combine. Third grade collected 278 labels. So I know this is third grade. And I'll actually write third. Fourth grade collected 219 labels. And I know this is fourth. I now have all my key information on the board. Now I just need to solve to figure out how many labels they have all together. Again, when I'm looking at the ones place, I can tell right away 8 and 9 are going to create something much larger than 10. So I'm going to start at 9 and count up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You should already be yelling no at your computer. I can't keep that 110 right here in the ones place. So I'm going to take it and move it to the tens. I'm writing 1, so I know that's 110 in the tens place. 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens. I don't need to regroup. 9 tens is just short of the 10 tens I need to move over to hundreds, so I can leave the hundred just as they are. 200s plus 200s, well, I know 2 plus 2 is going to be 4, so it must be 400. That means third and fourth grade collected 497 cans in all. So I hope this was helpful. My very last slide that I have in here is your own independent practice. So you'll notice that my instructions say solve the following problems on your own paper at home or print this slide and solve. If you can print the slide, that's absolutely fine to do. And again, if you can't, just write them on your own piece of paper, a sticky note, index card. If you have a whiteboard like I do, you can do that as well. If you would like me to check your problems, just send me a picture through class tag of your work. So parents, you can send me a picture through your message. You can post it to the board. You can do whatever you want to. If you'd like me to take a look at what your student has done, or if your student just wants me to see their work. Okay. If, going to move myself so you can see all the problems. There we go. Get rid of that too. Alrighty. If your student is looking for a challenge, I have a bonus page. These are just extra practice if your student is really looking for that challenge. So again, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'll actually check. Nothing is mandatory, but this is a great way to keep your student skills sharp while we're out of school at this point. So thank you for bearing with me. I'm going to be practicing all this technology. Hopefully I get better with each pass. Tomorrow, I'm going to post a video focusing on subtraction. Ready? Have a good day.